𝗦𝗶𝗶𝗄
He not only rambled, but he rumbled and stumbled. That was a heck of an effort.
Hey, you want big-time football? The hits, the boom, the doink, the whap, it's all here. This is my game.
Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden NFL 23 defensive plays video breakdown, going to take a look at this Nano Blitz gets heat from all directions. And what this one's going to be about is showing you how to use those hook zones and setting them to 0 in the coaching adjustments and getting that inside pressure that a lot of players are looking for in this year's game, especially with all the heat coming from the outside. If you can get that pressure up the gut as well, you can definitely dominate your opponent on the offensive side of things as far as not allowing them to move the ball, especially in the passing game. So what I want to show you in this video breakdown is how to do that. And the defense that we're going to use is called the 3-4 odd pinch buck 0. Let's go ahead and take a look at the play diagram and some play info on this particular play. The pinch buck 0 you can find now in the 3-4 odd formation. It features 3 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, 4 defensive backs. The coverage type is man. The coverage shell is coverage 0. The blitz type is man blitz. The gap pressure comes from the A and C gaps. The pass rushers are 6 and the pass defenders are 5. Here is a list of the defensive playbooks that you'll find the 3-4 odd pinch buck 0 out of. The particular defensive playbook that we're going to use for this video breakdown is the Pittsburgh Steelers. As far as subs go for the 3-4 odd pinch buck 0, and the way we're going to set this one up as far as the blitz is concerned, what you're really looking for is a defender who's lined up at the right inside linebacker position, who's got some speed. Now with the Steelers, you don't have to do that because you're going to have Bush right here lined up, and I believe he's like a 90 speed, and with that particular speed rating, you really don't need to make an adjustment. Just keep this in mind. If you're using some other team that's got a slower right inside linebacker, make sure you use the package. Maybe you flip the linebackers, the inside linebackers, or maybe you just make a sub. Just keep that in mind. Try to get the fastest linebacker lined up at the right inside linebacker position to make this one work the most effectively. Now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this blitz here. And what I'm going to do here with this 3-4 odd pinch buck 0 is I want to run it by default. I'm not going to make any adjustments. I just want to show you how it's ran if you were just to, hop on the field and just let it ride and see what things happen. So let's go ahead and do that. And as far as on the offensive side of things, we're going to run this from the Bengals playbook. We're going to run this from the gun bunch, halfback strong. The name of the play is called 𝗦𝗃. All 5 receivers are going out. So let's go ahead and get on the field here. And with this particular defense, one of the things that normally happens on occasion, and what you just saw right off the bat, is the right inside linebacker. Here's Bush. He lines up right here. Sometimes he might sneak up. Now, you can let him do that, and maybe you want to switch off to another defender. That's fine. If you do this, what I'm doing right now, then a lot of times this linebacker right here is going to blitz off the edge, and he's going to apply the pressure as far as getting off the edge. Now, of course, if the running back stays in the pass block, he might get blocked, but that's where you're going to get it from when this happens. So just watch out right there. That's generally the way this thing will work if that linebacker steps up into the gap, such as what you just saw on your screen. Now, something else you can do is you can go ahead and just drop him back into this area here, 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. And if you do this, then most of the time what will end up happening is he's going to end up shooting through the A gap, where he can get some pressure. So let's go ahead and just switch off again to the safety. And you can see right there, he gets through the A gap. He actually got caught up there, but a lot of times you'll actually end up shooting through and you'll get that pressure in a lot of cases. So let's just go ahead and do it again. Just know that a lot of times he's going to do that, exactly what he's doing right there as far as going up into that gap. And again, if he steps up into that gap, that's fine because he's going to get this pressure here. So I want to point that out to you. Now, that's on that one right there. Now, what other guys might do with this particular defense is they may go ahead and user control him into here, and then what they'll do is they'll allow him to blitz, and then they're going to drop him back into coverage. And that's something else a lot of guys do. And what they're looking to do is just take away those short middle passes or look for stuff over the middle. And again, that's why you want to have a fast linebacker here, because if you want to go ahead and user him, and defend those short middle passes, the faster he is and the better agility he has, the better opportunity that you're going to have. Remember, some of the nickel defenses, you can put a safety in that position, or at least in some of those nickel defenses. In these 3-4s, most of them you can't. I think there might be one formation you might be able to do that. I can't remember which one it is, but I know there's one. Another thing guys might do is they might do something like this, where they put them in a mid-read, and then what they'll do is go ahead and bring them up near the line of scrimmage, and then they'll just let them do this, and then they're going to hope they get some kind of pressure like that and drop them back into coverage. So that's another option right there. So a lot of different things you can do with this. Something else you want to keep in mind here as you look at this, one thing, and we're going to do this later in the setup, you may want to hit base align, such as what I'm doing here. And the only reason you want to do that is it's going to put this safety in man coverage generally on the running back if the running back's lined up in the backfield. So that might be something you consider doing. The other thing is you may want to call press coverage, which I haven't done. So that's some different things you can do with this defense. One last thing, if you wanted to, just a basic setup without making any adjustments, is do something like this, where you got you got the QB contain, and you're just trying to get some QB contain to the outside. So a lot of things you can do with this without having to make a whole lot of adjustments. I just want to show that to you as far as that goes. Now what I want to do is actually get into the actual setup. So let's get right on into it. The one adjustment that you got to make at the play call screen is to make this work. What I'm about to show as far as this blitz is concerned is to go into the coach adjustments. And then I want you to go all the way down here, and I've already set it already for you guys, but it's when you go down to zone drops, hooks, and set that to 0. And I'll show you why once we get into the video breakdown. So make sure you do that before we get onto the field. And now we finally get to the setup for the 3-4 odd pinch buck 0 as far as bringing a gap heat from the right inside linebacker. This setup is real simple, so let's go ahead and show you how to do it. The first thing you want to do, if you don't already have base align set by default, is to go ahead and do base align. And then that's going to go ahead and put this defender right here, the safety, as I talked about earlier, in man coverage on a running back. That's what I prefer. So make sure you kind of do that. That's up to you again, but I like to do that. So go ahead and hit the RBR1 button, and then this will bring up shift defense. Go ahead and press down towards the on the left stick, so it gives you the pinch. That's going to go ahead and pinch the defense. As you notice on the outside, we've got these two corners right there. As you look at, they're both now in press man coverage, which is nice. It also brings these two safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, which is nice as well, because it gives them a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage to cover their receivers. All right, now the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take control of this guy here, which I'm already in control of now. As you notice, you're going to go ahead and just slide him over. As you look at it, if I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just so you guys can see this a little bit, you're going to have him line up right behind the right end, such as what I'm showing on the screen there. And then you're going to go ahead and put him into a mid read. Now remember, we already set the coach adjustments for hook zones to 0. That's what you want to do to make this work. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the play. Now what I'm looking for with this setup here is to get some A-gap heat. Now what's going to happen with this setup, as you look at it, what's going to happen, I kind of messed up on the telestrator right there, but what he's going to do is he's going to end up coming up in this area here. He's going to take a step, like 1 or 2 yard step up here. As far as these offensive linemen are concerned, he's not rushing the quarterback. Remember, they don't think he's going to rush because that's the way the game is set. So what they're going to do is they're not even going to look to block him. Generally, they don't look to block him. So those guys are just going to look to block those two defensive linemen that are in front of him, which is fine. And what should happen is once he gets into this gap area, so once he gets into the A gap, as you look at your screen there, so once he gets in this area here, that's when we want to go ahead and take control of him and end up manually rushing him, so he actually goes after the quarterback. Now keep in mind, we are in control of him, but when that ball is snapped, we're actually going to allow him to do his thing. And then once he gets to the line of scrimmage, that's when we want to take control of him and then manually go after the quarterback. So I want to show this to you as I run it. Now with that said, what you may find on occasion, he may get blocked, which is fine, but you're also going to get some pressure. Generally, you're going to get some pressure coming from this linebacker. A lot of times he'll still get in. You may even see some pressure coming from the left end. He may get a free release and go after the quarterback. So I've seen all kinds of crazy things happen with this defense. So let's just go ahead and run it and take a look at it, and we'll see what we can do here. See right there, we still got through. We got the pressure on the quarterback. Those two right there got through. I got through, and then that linebacker right over there got through. Let's go ahead and do this setup again so you guys can see how easy this one is to set up. That's it, guys. That's the setup right there. It doesn't take a whole lot to do. Go ahead and snap the ball. And then actually I think I messed him up a little bit on that one, but we still got the pressure on it. But you can see right there, even with what I did, I still got pressure regardless. So let's go ahead and do the same setup again. There it is right there. The setup's right there. And then we're going to go ahead and get in there and get that pressure on that quarterback. Look how quick that is. Now I'm going to go into I'm going to do something a little bit fun here. I'm going to go ahead and bring out the ticker here because I want you guys to see something with this as far as with the quarterback and how fast we got to the quarterback here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And let's go into instant replay and take a look at how fast we got in here with the old clock ticker right there as you look on your screen. So I'm going to go ahead and start the ticker right as I snap the ball. We got there in just over 2 seconds. That's how fast that blitz worked. That's in 2.2 seconds, or not even 2.1 seconds, actually. Sorry about that. So we got there in 2.1 seconds. Let's do it one more time here. Same thing. So right around that 2.1, 2.12, whatever it is. But that's how fast we're getting in. So that's pretty quick heat as you look at it. And the nice thing is, let's rewind this just a little bit. Let's look at these as you look at this particular defense. The coverages are pretty darn solid. The only thing that he might be able to do, your opponent might be able to do as you look at it, I'm going to go ahead and clear this. The only thing he might be able to do as far as the quarterback and your opponent, he may be able to go ahead and possibly, this is what one thing that always concerns me with this setup, is right over here. He might be able to dump it off over there and beat that. Now, of course, one of the things I hope a lot of guys are doing, if you're not doing it on the offensive side of things, you should be doing it right now. You should be labbing how to beat these type of press blitzes, these cover zero defenses. You need to find go-to type plays where you can just beat this so they get them out of this. But those guys who aren't labbing those type of plays, and then you know what? It's all a free-for-all, man, as far as getting pressure on the quarterback. So this is a great example of a defense that you can apply some quick pressure on the quarterback that's going to allow you to get there pretty quick without having to do a whole lot. Let's go ahead and go right back into it one more time and do this setup. So again, you're just going to go ahead and hit base of line. Remember, if you got base of line already set, that's going to be eliminate one step that you have to make with this setup, and that'll give you some time maybe to do something else. Something else you might be able to do if you got time. You might be able to slide over this guy if you wanted to, and just bring him back over, just so he's kind of a little bit closer to the running back if you want to. That's really up to you. But there's the setup again right there, guys. It's pretty simple. Let's see if we can get some pressure from 3 guys this time, because like I said, this defense on occasion does get that pressure. There it comes right there. I didn't get in, but this time, because I didn't get in, we got pressure coming from the left end. I've seen it where all 3 of us can get in. I've seen it where I can get in with the manual rush, and then I've seen it where, you know, these 2 defenders as well get in. In this case, it's just these 2 defenders because I actually got blocked, which is fine. See how that works? This is nice. I mean, you can get pressure still pretty darn quick and still get to the quarterback and still have some nice coverage with this particular defense. So guys, I hope that this defense is something that you guys can look at, that definitely worth bringing some pressure on the quarterback, definitely worth a look. I hope you guys get a chance to get into the lab and just check out what I'm showing here as far as with the hook zones and putting them in zero, as far as zero coverage, as far as their depth. But keep in mind, if you want, you can always reset the defense at any point, and then that defender will actually drop back in the normal hook zone like he's supposed to. That'll put him to default. So anytime you want to do it, just go ahead and reset the defense at any point during the play while you're actually on the play call screen, or on the play call screen, but actually on the field, and that'll go ahead and reset it. So just keep that in mind. If you need to do that, it's always an option. So again, guys, this is what I'm going to call this Nano Blitz gets heat from all directions. Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com. I want to go ahead and show you a Madden tool that we have on the MaddenGuides.com that we had forever. As far as every single year, we always put it out, and it's called the Play Finder tool. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it here. You just go ahead and click on the link right there. It says Madden Tools, and you just got to scroll down here where it says Madden NFL 23 Play Finder, and from there, it's going to bring up a search section where you can go ahead and search for a particular play. For example, say we want to find a single back bunch, 𝗟𝗚𝗍 play action deep cross. Pretty simple to do. All you got to do is just go ahead and type in the words single back. Now make sure you do a space in between each word. So we're going to go bunch, space again. We'll go ahead and add the word X, space, and then we just need to add the word nasty. And then we'll go ahead and add play action deep cross. And as you look at it, it's going to go ahead and show the 2 playbooks for this particular play that you'll find it in. So that's how easy it is with this as far as going ahead and looking for plays here on the Play Finder. Very, very simple. If you want to just go ahead and refresh, let's go ahead and refresh here. And let's go ahead and look for another play here. Let's do a defensive play this time. Let's go ahead and do the nickel 3-3 Cubs Sam Will blitz. Let's go ahead and just type that out. And just make sure you always got to make sure you have the space in between each word. And as long as you do that, you should be good. You cannot have 2 spaces in between each word. Otherwise, it will not work. So just keep that in mind as you do this. But you can see right here, as I go through it, it's populating the database. And there we go again. We find all the particular plays, books that have this particular play in it. And there are several playbooks here to actually have this play. So pretty simple tool to use. If you're looking for a tool that's going to allow you to find plays real quick, especially if you're on your phone, out and go, and you just want to get right on into it, this play finder right here for Madden NFL 23 is a great tool to go ahead and use. So again, I appreciate you guys watching this video breakdown.